सब्सक्राइब करें और घंटी दबाएं। Five 113 days solitude under his bleed stands as my masterpiece under the stars. A master dark maybe he burns the order, here the builders at Detina. Well, hello dear Hazel. You quiet about the soul, the one that's so close to my camp in this moon that. Stars the sabbat tonight, he almost make me forget how much my back aches from hauling timber for his daddy. I'm thinking of home, where feast would be laid out and the house would be full with noise instead of dust me and Wilson. It's been 513 days and even though I'm moving slow today, these lanterns will soon light up the devil like tiny place. His birthday is my finest masterpiece yet, standing part under the stars while Momo does to his me work from shadows. Good hands, with a peculiar little nut kiss the toes. He's probably more terrified of my biddle and I'm his wild scheming. Sit down by a fire, Wilson, while I tell you about the tangled mess of fishing net I found on the South Beach last month. It took me 3 grueling hours to untangle every net under the scorching sun, and my fingers wove from a fiction. Little periwinkle sat just 2 feet away, watching with puzzled eyes and occasionally tugging a loose stand as if she bore my apprentice. A salty made my eyes stay, but seeking her help me gave me strength during a Catalan afternoon. Nah, even on his 513 th the way every timber for deity feels like a mountain to move, I can still smile at that memory. His crooked shock was a pathetic ass of it and glad to finally be done. Siuki, stop staring at me like I'm the one who's lost the demand. But very art itself has conspired to swallow me whole in his sketched ditch. I shall be a permanent monument to stupidity if I don't heed myself Fina, Wilson. Good evening, Hazel. You look all stuck in that mud, dear girl, but at least you're keeping me company while I struggle with these heavy lugs. At time I built a shelter for my message buttons was sacred moment in this land 513 days solitude. I spent hours carving that bark tube, dust so I could have up a place to say goodbye to Raja. When I finally tucked the first glass jar inside and tapped it with my knuckle, a sound echoed like a tiny bell. I whispered go into a wood, hoping someone across a gate blue would hear me. Now, as the rain starts to pickle my skin, I can still feel that desperate hope in my chest. It was my way of paying our way home when my hands were too tired to keep building. He simply vanished into the mist like a ghost. Wilson, I'm not going mad, he was scared, even if those 2 chickens are now my only witnesses. How's user? You look quite majestic standing there in a point, babe, even if your fur is getting terribly soaked by his glue. With I finished the earlier stanza like the sentinel against the bathing fast, within of my progress. It took every ounce of stands, the hall was hairy lugs, but now it serves as my silent lookout while I struggle toward the river's edge for deity. My hands are shaking from a cold, yet I must keep moving to finish these lantern boats before the snow buries my path entirely. Everything became perfectly still that one evening by a shore, with no wind, dust or gas, or single insect hum in air. I sat fan out until the silence felt like a heavy weight, and I realized then that God's quiet was it some kind of message. Now, as I slowly chip away at his statue, I find that same peace despite my wee buns and his panso terate. The earth, I am becoming path to scene like a forgotten boulder. If this ground swallows me whole, tell my statue what I died trying to build a bed. Bobai, you look so brave against this bathing first as I struggle to finish the deity's failed tonight. May God protect us both from these freezing winds while I walk. His frozen wisdom is conspiring to turn me into a permanent garden ornament before I can finish my breath. My very soul is beaten crushed by his death, but I shall heap myself beyond conquer his mouth. A gand has claimed me as its prisoner, turning my legs into useless stumps in his frozen thunder. Well, move aside while I perform his heroic escape from me as Cluttis. Great Heron, lands, and being Sumalab's frozen are like a feast of her soil. My dignity is crumbling in his tent while the snow ties the bay meat alive. This inslick billet is starting to look like two Santu despite me it buns. Cut stone wall is finally taking shape, big by heavy big under his gaze cap. A day at intends that claim me as its permanent tenant tonight. I must avenge my dignity from this mud before the king turns me into messy statue. सब्सक्राइब करें और घंटी दबाएं।